Right now, Chamber of Commerce is working on the different directions. The main directions are the export promotion, attraction of the foreign direct investments. We also are working on the development of our own arbitrage. And also we are working on the professional education because we believe that this is one of the biggest challenge for investors to find the, let's say, right hands. So we definitely see this challenge here, this room for development, and we try to be part of that. When something bad is happening in Georgia, you get the news, but when something good is happening, we don't get the information abroad. So people just don't know what is going on in Georgia. There are a lot of nice things going on, reduction of the taxes, the regulation. We reduced the corruption for the last 15 years significantly. This is absolutely different country, but now is the time to sell this country as it is. And usually the people who never been here, they think that this, as it is the post-Soviet country, it should be quite big criminal, the bureaucracy, corruption, and quite dark colors. So I think that the biggest challenge for everyone who is trying to bring potential investors to the country is fighting against stereotypes. So that was what we were doing. I think we were quite successful. We were quite noisy as well. At least in the quite big part of the Europe and in USA and in our other target countries, we tried our best to change this perception. Well, first of all, we would love to be everywhere. We would love to speak to everyone, but of course it is always related to the finances. We don't have that much finance to speak to everyone around us. There are the countries, our colleagues, for example, who has the resources to go and be everywhere, in every investment forum, in every country. But in our case, we should be smarter. When you don't have money, you try to be smarter than others. That's always like that, and we always have a target countries. And it depends on the situation in the country, economic situation, because if the economy goes down, usually the businessmen, they are not very eager to enlarge their businesses. So we look at the countries usually. I mean, for the last years, the top countries from where the FDI was coming to Georgia was the neighbor countries still quite much, and I think that there are a lot of new possibilities in Asia for sure. We have a huge potential in Gulf countries and Europe, of course. If someone asks like what kind of, when we talk about the quality of investments, the best investment, I always say that there is no bad investment. There is no way. There is good investment and there is very good investment. So very good investment is where the FDI is not only just investing in some factory, but also it brings the knowledge, because this is the knowledge that we need here, new technologies, innovations. And I think that this is the most important part here, because I mean, we never say no to the investors, but if there is the IT company, for example, who comes to Georgia, employs Georgians, teach them how to work, and then exports the services outside of the country, I think that this is the best scenario for us. I think that the tourism and any kind of business related tourism, of course, it's quite interesting here, but also we all see that the competition goes up very fast. Agriculture is quite interesting. We are not talking about the massive agriculture production here, but specific niches in specific quality, we can do that. Also, energy is quite interesting. Hydro, solar, wind power, I mean, any kind of energy is interesting because we have the surrounded countries who have who always have a deficit of the energy, and we can export it. But I personally believe that the biggest opportunity what we have here is the so-called BPOs, the business process outsourcing, because we see that more and more European companies, they want to outsource because their cost goes up in Europe, but they are not ready to outsource it to Mumbai, to India, on where, because they don't want to risk their quality of the services. So Georgia can be somewhere in the middle. It's not the Indian outsourcing. You still can have a management and control your quality, but also it's going to be quite cheap because I'm not even compared to the European Union. To compare to Turkey, we have a half of that salary that Turks have. And also there is a news which was announced just 5 days ago by government. Any company, any IT company who comes to Georgia, they can apply for the special status of international company, which means if they get this status, they, instead of 20% of income tax, they pay 5% tax. Instead of corporate tax, 20%, they pay only 5%, and they don't pay any other taxes. So which means that if the company is, there is the IT company around us somewhere in Europe, they are looking for the, let's say, tax heaven for them, nice place, no bureaucracy, no corruption, nice food, nice khachapuri, nice wine. This is exactly the country to come, and this was all, you can get this status only if you are exporting your services to other countries. So I think that this is a very good product to sell, and I'm very happy that the government adopted that in just 5 days ago. And there's also quite interesting news. Yesterday, in the middle of the day, the International Financial Corporation, IFC, announced that Georgia's economy is going to be the only one in Europe who is going to increase very fast. So we are going, for the next 5 years, we are going to have a fastest growing economy. I think this is a very good hint as well for the potential investors where they are coming, because everyone wants to be in the market which goes up very, very fast. And I think this is a very good mixture. I've never seen actually an investor who came to Georgia and considering only Georgia as a market. Usually they are considering bigger area, because we have free trade agreement with Turkey, with all CIS countries, with European Union, with China. We are covering the huge territory, a huge market. I mean, investing in Georgia doesn't mean that you are investing in the market of 3.7 million population. Actually, you are investing in the more than 2 billion population with China and all other countries. So that means that everyone who comes here, at least they consider South Caucasus as a one market, and then they try to enlarge it, and so you can. I mean, everyone wants to be on the Russian market, for example, right? Everyone wants to be on the Russian market. It's a good market, but there are some problems. There are sanctions, there are corruption, there's the bureaucracy. There are a lot of things which businessmen don't like, but they don't want to lose the market. So you can be in Georgia and cover the Russian market without problem. Same to the Ukraine, same to the Kazakhstan, same to the other countries. And I think that the other challenge what they can see is that from the one point of view, you can say that the Georgian labor force are not very much flexible, the way that we don't have a lot of hands who knows exactly what to do. But on the other hand, they are very good material to teach, because their education level is quite high, and if they don't know exactly how to, for example, how to do the things, you can teach them very, very fast, because the most importantly, the number of English speakers goes up in this country, which is very good news. As I said, young generation are quite far from the Soviet mentality. That's the biggest achievement of this country, actually. I really believe that. I mean, the people say that the taxes are low, this and that, but biggest achievement of this country for the last decades is that we have the new generation who doesn't have any Soviet mentality. It's absolutely different people. They are Western oriented, they speak different languages, they are very open-minded, they go abroad, and I really love this generation. I think they are going to change a lot of things in this country.